Alright, what's up y'all, it's LakerFan here. As looks about title of today's video, we're here to rank all the playmaking badges in NBA 2K24. So I hope y'all enjoy. If you do, feel free to drop a like, sub, new to noties, all that good stuff, and like always, try this one to 2,000 likes. So to start off the video, I have to say, I think playmaking has been balanced very well. We've talked about things between defense and finishing. Things are broken for good, things are broken for bad when it comes to defense and finishing when I did my tier list videos. Now, for the playmaking, I think everything is balanced pretty well, minus Unpluckable. We'll get to Unpluckable in a second when we get there, but I think that's more to do with steals being overpowered rather than the power of Unpluckable being bad. Because I think, I gotta say, let's just start off with Unpluckable. Screw it. It's gonna sound stupid to get straight into this from this point of the video, but let's just do it. So, Unpluckable is gonna be a B tier, and it's gonna be the first thing I explain because I feel like it's the most hotly debated when it comes to these badges. Now, here's my take on Unpluckable. I've seen my boys, between Joey and Tonic, come out here on builds that have 40 ball handle, and in the moment haven't even upgraded it past like 25, so they got 25 ball handle, but because they got the 85 post control or 92 post control, and they come out here with the silver or gold Unpluckable, they just move and don't even have to worry about getting plucked sometimes. I'm not gonna lie, it's insane. Like, we're out here running pick and roll lineups with that. I'm running with double ball handlers. I got 25 ball handle, and they just got silver or gold Unpluckable. They're hardly getting ripped, hardly at all. I gotta say, I think the badge itself, Unpluckable, is pretty good. Now, at the Hall of Fame level, I don't think it's doing what it needs to be doing. Like, obviously, it needs to deter those pure locks a little bit, to be real with you. I think people who have heavy investment into their Unpluckable and their ball handle rating should deter the heavy investment into their steal rating at least a good bit. And when you get the really easy access steals or with that right stick ripper and stuff like that, and you want to have that compound effect with the steal rating, I think that's the justified way to go about this stuff. But as it currently stands, the kind of small guard combo style where you're comboing dribbles, it is at a pretty bad state in the game right now. Now, to be fair, I know a lot of people are going to have the rebuttal to that, and they're going to say, well, they should, realistic dribbling does not mean to just flick your stick back and forth 15 different times in 10 seconds and just expect that you're not going to ever get ripped on any of them. I understand that 100%, but it is very tough for these guards to move right now in the comp pro-am scene, or even just, like 3v3 for that matter, or anything for that matter, really. I've even seen ones. People are getting graded out like crazy because they come out here with, a moderately decent ball handling build, and they're running into someone that has like 85 steal, silver glove, and it's just plucking them 24/7, or even 91 steal, obviously with the gold glove. It's going crazy. So anyway, my status of how I feel about Unpluckable, I think it's a better badge than some people are giving it credit for, because I think some people think it's as extreme as being F tier, and not many people are giving it credit for what it really deserves, in my opinion. So we are starting the tier list video off with Unpluckable in the B tier. Now, let's start from the bottom for the rest and go all the way up to the top. We got Speedbooster. This is my one S tier badge for the playmaking category. Nothing else will touch S tier in this video, so screw it, let's just go ahead and put it in the center. So, with Speedbooster, I was debating putting this in the A tier instead. I don't think it's as overpowered as we just mentioned Glove. Glove is the only S tier that I've put in this tier list video between the defense and finishing, except for Immovable Enforcer as well. And I think Immovable is just a good balanced badge. Like, it's in a good state as far as the game goes. And I think Speedbooster is another one that's in a good state as far as the game goes, and it belongs in the S, and it should stay here. Because I don't think the way people are speed boosting and moving is like super uber crazy, but I will say for every level of speed booster you're getting, it does seem to have a pretty good increase in terms of how well you're going to move. Now, that obviously comes with ball handle speed with ball and acceleration all being increased, because that's generally how most people are getting speed booster. Some can get it through speed instead of acceleration. Depends on the type of build you want to be making and stuff, obviously, but for the most part, gold's looking really good. Hall of Fame's looking great. Silver's looking pretty decent. I haven't seen too much of bronze because I don't think many people are making builds that really get just bronze, to be real with you. But yeah, for the most part, if you have like any moving hezzy and you're doing that crazy speed boost that you get out of that, or the Magic Johnson offhand run, or the Kyrie Irving dribble style that is allowing you to move to both your offhand and your dominant hand, or your ball hand, I should say, all of this stuff is looking pretty good. So I will say dribbling is not in a great state in this game. It does look a little bit sluggish and slow, but for the most part, the speed difference between playmaking as a ball handler and the defensive player, I think it's in a really good state in this game, if you ask me. I think the body up collisions and the bumps are looking really in a good spot as well. I just think we need to see a little bit of a glove nerf or Unpluckable buff in a way, Potentially. Again, don't hate me for it. I am sorry. It's just my opinion. But yeah, as far as like the clamps and body up animations and the movable enforcer and what that does and just all of the body ups, except for those on those catches. On the catches, it looks terrible. Like on the pick and rolls where you're catching it and you run straight into someone on the catch. My God, does that look terrible. Or like the jump collisions, like jump bumps, I'll call them. Those also look terrible. Also, if you guys didn't know, I'm pairing up with the NBA 2K Lab this year. So you can use code Laker for 20% off at checkout at their website. That's NBA2KLab.com. On this website is all types of really good statistical jump shot information. You can also test the jumpers on their website too. Plug the controller straight into your phone or to your PC. You can get early, green, late. It'll tell you where you need to adjust on that jump shot. Or if you don't know what jumper you want to run, you just go to their jump shot recommender. You punch in your height, the jump shot rating that you're working with, and then based on the milliseconds of timing that you get, it'll recommend you a jump shot. So again, if you want to use code Laker for 20% off at checkout, that's NBA2KLab.com. Appreciate you guys, and we'll get back to the video. But anyway, regardless, it's not something that we have to beat the drum on too hard. We're going to go ahead and move along into the rest of the tier list. So we're going to have hyperdrive coming in next at the B tier. This is a decent badge. Doesn't really demand too much explanation, to be honest with you guys. It just helps you move downhill quickly. If you do downhill dribble moves like a behind the back crossover, anything like that, or if you're just sprinting for a long time, hyperdrive will help you with this. Now, in this year's game, a lot of guards and like ball handlers are a little bit more forced into the speed with ball upgrades because, again, you have to do that to get Speedbooster. So it's generically, or I guess just naturally, I should say, forcing everybody to just have a decent speed with ball, so nobody's looking like a goofball that just has 75 speed with ball, yet they have 95 acceleration, you know, as we've seen in previous years. So you definitely will see a hyperdrive just activating a little bit more than we've seen it in the past, but for the most part, most people have this around gold. I haven't seen too many with it on Hall of Fame because you need speed with it as well. I think you need 90 speed for a Hall of Fame hyperdrive. I believe that's the case. It's not factual, but yeah, I guess long story short, I've seen silver and gold hyperdrive for the most part, have rarely seen Hall of Fame, and bronze, I use it on my 610 that I have recently created. I'll probably show you guys that pretty soon as well. Anyway, moving along to the next badge, we have Relay Passer also coming in at the B tier. So this is like Dimer 2.0, and to be real with you guys, I'm gonna just go ahead and put the other passing badges that I believe belong in here as well in the B tier. So we have Relay Passer, Post Playmaker, and Dimer all coming in the B tier. You will definitely argue, and I will argue, that Dimer is the best of the three of them. I would say Post Playmaker is the next best, and then Relay Passer after that. So when it comes to all of these assisting badges and stuff like that, obviously the one that's going to be the least complications to it is going to be the best. The one that has the most complications to it is not going to be the best. And then obviously this one is a little bit more playstyle oriented, but for the most part, if you're a big man, Post Playmaker's fire. I'm gonna be real, like the assist rate that you're getting on an offensive rebound into a kick out, it's so nice to be seeing people like actually be able to benefit off that and me not have to spend badge points like I would have to in previous years for a badge that I didn't really think was worth running. Now, I'm gonna be real with you, because I get it for free, I'm not really bugging about it. I think it's a good badge to have, and I actually like having it, and it's going to help your teammates hit. Simple as that. So if you have good pass accuracy, you get all three of these for the most part, and it's looking really good. I like all three of them. I don't have a big beef with any of them. I think Relay Passer is, you know, subjective. Like obviously for twos, you can't even really get it. I don't know if the tap back passes work like that on twos, like if you're to just kind of pitter patter that thing back and forth, but for the most part, for threes, it's decent. For fives, it's pretty good. And I really can't say Relay Passer is crazy. It's probably the worst B tier badge that we have right here. And I would say Dimer is like decent. I think all three of these passing badges are probably below Hyperdrive and Unpluckable though. Debatably, you could put all three of them maybe above Hyperdrive, but they're definitely not on the same level as Unpluckable, if you ask me. That's just my opinion. But anyway, moving along into the next part of the list, we have Killer Combos. This is also going to be a B tier. So this is kind of in, I would say, the same family tree as the ankle breaker that you will see later in the video. So with Killer Combos, again, it's about as simple as it's been for the last couple of years, right? It's not actually going to help you get quicker chains on your dribble moves, but it is going to stun people a little bit. And yeah, for the most part, I would say it's a pretty low B tier as well. And you will see, we'll definitely have some lower tier badges coming in pretty soon here as well, but a lot of these, I understand, we're grouping a lot into the B tier. It's more that I just kind of sorted them in this category on the left to end up in this exact same spot for the most part with all of them. So Killer Combos, again, just stuns people. It doesn't actually combo quicker, but it's still a decent badge off the fact that if you can put people in mud and like not let them run with you, it will get you some you know, good movement as far as getting the separation between you and your defender. And obviously anything that will give you that is a big deal, whether it's the blow by badges or whether it's, you know, things that will just stun people like killer combos and ankle breaker. So anyway, moving along, I am not really sure where I wanted to put special delivery between the D and the C tier. I feel like it's only proper for the people out there that really like to run the flashy passes and the alley-oops and stuff like that, to put special delivery in the C tier. So I apologize to anybody out there if you think I'm being too friendly with this by putting special delivery in the C tier. I will say it's the worst playmaking badge in the game, personally. That's just how I believe it is. And you'll see we also have a couple that will be coming in the C tier as well. But if that tells you anything, I don't have any playmaking badges anything below special delivery. So nothing is coming in at the D tier, E tier, or F tier for this point forward throughout the rest of the video. But again, you really could debate that special delivery could be a D tier. I just think it's not fair, though, to the people who actually utilize the flashy pass mechanic of this, and then you stack even further into the dimer, post playmaker, and relay passer combination, and then even add into that you're giving your teammates a shooting boost off the flashy passes or off the alley-oops as well. So I gotta say, lobs are also very competent in this game, so special delivery even still plays into that as well. And not to mention, again, you don't have to spend badge points for it anymore. So it's not a terrible badge investment. You guys are gonna see, because of that lack of having to spend badge points in this game, I'm being a little bit more forgiving with some of these badges and these tiers, and I'm not putting things all the way down into the shadow realm of the E tier and the D tier and stuff like that quite as often. So anyway, moving along, we have a lot of these blow-by related badges coming in at the C tier. So we're going to have Big Driver. We're going to have Triple Strike, even though Triple Strike's not about like really a blow-by badge. But I got Physical Handles coming at the C tier as well. We have blow-by also coming in the C tier. So a lot of these badges that have to do with getting blow-bys and stuff, and if you ask me in this game, they don't really do a whole lot. That's just my personal take. Big Driver, this is for the mid-range area, and I know like some people might think that this gives you speed boosts and stuff like that, and this is the big man speed booster. I don't believe that. I'm pretty sure this is just blow-bys in the mid-range, if we're being completely honest. That's my take on it. Again, some people might have different opinions. I have this on a lot of my builds between the 7-footer and the 610 that I just made as well. The 610 gets it on Hall of Fame. This 7-footer gets it on Silver. I've seen this light up a lot, but I don't feel like it's actually making me speed boost faster in the mid-range. I just feel like it's a blow-by related badge. Now, in that same breath, if you make a 610 build, it's the only build in the game that can get something like bronze blow-by, you can get gold big driver, or my bad, Hall of Fame big driver, and then gold physical handles. And that's a pretty interesting combo when you stack all three of them together, and then maybe you have bulldozer on like silver as well, or something like that. But for the most part, I just feel like all these are pretty underwhelming. Now, with blow-by, me playing as a 7-foot on-ball lock in this game, I found a lot of fun doing that. I've been guarding ball on my 7-foot center, and it's been a lot of fun, but I will say a lot of the guards out there, they are getting blow-bys on me because I have no clamps. Simple as that, right? So as far as the immovable enforcer though, things like big driver and physical handles are not doing it to me. Same with like bulldozer or anything like that. So it's a little bit more of like a blow-by, feels like it's a counter to the big guys trying to guard you. Whereas my point guard, Shots, or AK as some of you guys know him, he thinks blow-by is terrible because he can't get any like blow-by / clamp breaker animations on locks. And locks are getting completely stonewall animations, and obviously that has to do with a multitude of different things between their lateral quickness, the perimeter defense, the immovable enforcer, clamps, fast feet, all that stuff. A lot of badges are counteracting in a way better way. Like fast feet and clamps and all that stuff is significantly better than blow-by, big driver, physical handles, all that stuff. So in my opinion, a lot of these blow-by related badges are in the C tier. We have a lot of the passing related badges in the B tier, but we will still have, as you can see, quite a bit of passing badges coming in at the A tier. So anything that's left right here, we're going to go ahead and just put them all in. These are all A tier badges in my opinion. So crazy to see ankle breaker, by the way, after so many years of it being completely garbage. So we have all of these badges between Needle Threader, Bailout, Break Starter, and Touch Passer of the passing badges. And then we have Ankle Breaker as the only other non-passing badge besides Speed Booster that is A tier or above. So let's start with Ankle Breaker so we can just get the dribbling stuff out of the way a little bit. This right here is quite the bailout, if you ask me. You can do a multitude of different things between snatchbacks in the moving, where you're sprinting forward and then you flick down on your stick. You can go ahead and just flick down on your stick from a standstill position. You can do the behind the backs where you're holding RT and you flick to your offhand. All types of things will light up on this. And then not to mention, we got sharp takeover is just creating even more ankle breakers too. So not only is it a good thing where the dribble moves are really good in this game, like the standstill dribbling, while it is hard to perform because you will get plucked very often, it's still, if you're moving around with it enough, can still perform at a ridiculous rate as well. Then pair that with like killer combos as well. I mean, you're looking at a pretty tough game in terms of like people are getting good stuns and good ankle breakers for the most part. So ankle breaker, A tier. I did not have this for the last couple of years of 2K for quite some time, to be honest with you guys, because it's been a pretty bad badge for the most part ever since, I would say, 2K17. But this year feels like the first time ankle breakers are actually back since 17, if you ask me. So it's A tier. As far as our passing badges, we have bailout in the A tier. This is a lot harder to achieve than it has been in previous years, but boy oh boy, if you have this badge, you are letting that thing fly, bro. Between bronze and silver and gold, most people only have it on silver. Some have it on gold, but most people who invest highly into the pass accuracy are maybe too tall to get it, like the 7-foot centers and stuff like that for comp pro-am. It is height capped at 6'10", so if you have 91 pass ac, you're able to get it on silver. I made my 6'10" with 91 pass ac, and I do get it on silver, and it definitely performs at a really good rate. A lot of point guards are coming out here with 91 pass ac as well because of that, and they're getting the silver bailout, plus like gold dimer, gold touch passer, gold needle, stuff like that, all that crazy combo. And all of these are looking really good. I mean, they're really, really good badges. So bailout, as we all know, you know what it does. You can pass out of shots, you can pass out of layups at a ridiculous rate, and it's looking really good if you have the badge. If you don't have the badge, it's looking pretty tough. It's really, really a bad activation rate. If I had to assume when 2K Labs puts out a test on something like this, it's probably going to be at a crazy rate where like bronze is significantly better than none, and then silver is looking really good versus bronze as well. I don't know too much about the gold and Hall of Fame levels of this, but I can only imagine that they're also really good too. So bailout, A tier badge. I can't put anything in S tier if it's not like on the edge of game breaking though. And honestly, Speedbooster was a pretty like gassed up S tier badge. Like it's probably one of the worst S tier badges I'll put in this video of like this series of season 1 badge tier list. But it's definitely like, if not S tier, the best A tier badge. Simple as that. But anyway, moving along, we have Needle Threader. Passing lanes are already extremely hard to play in this game. So when you pair that with the fact that like you could just have Needle Threader and good pass accuracy and then like compound that with bad lanes, you're looking at a game that is hard to play in passing lanes even more. So Needle Threader looking really good. I don't know whether the power of the badge is the one that's also creating that, to be real with you, or if it's mainly just that lanes are bad. I'm gonna be real though, it does feel like Needle Threader does play a pretty big factor. Like having a higher pass accuracy does feel like you can just go ahead and do those screw it passes a whole lot more, whether it's on slips or to the corners or just making random dots and just throwing the ball, passing the ball around. I mean, and I do like that for the sake of the game too. While I don't like that lanes are so bad, it definitely is in a good state as far as like balance of good ball movement and allowing people to actually put the ball in the air and run plays, run all types of, back doors and stuff like that. While I will say the back doors are extremely annoying to guard, especially if you're someone that's trying to hide your point guard in the corner. I think that's another discussion too for a different day, but we'll talk about that a different time. I just do want to let you guys know I think this game is going to be really hard for you to put your point guards in the corner. I think they have to guard Hashdi, and they're going to have to be a decent perimeter defender on ball and rotate and stuff like that out. And we'll, again, talk about that in a different day. But besides that, break starter looking really good for the outlet passes for bigs. I obviously always vouch for people running this as a badge and using your badge points on it when it was a badge point system, and now it's not even, so you just get it with your pass accuracy. And obviously, outlet passes are looking really good in this game. Again, it's hard to lane already, so laning on a full court is already tough too. And then you pair that in with half-court offense is pretty hard to play as well, so the more fast break you can get, the more important it is. And yeah, break starter is definitely an A-tier badge in this game, in my opinion. And a lot to do with passing, as you can see, as we've already mentioned, is A-tier in this game and B-tier. And passing is a major key in this game. So with that, we have touch passer. Now, in case you guys don't know, I made my 7-foot center with 95 pass accuracy, and a lot of people scoffed at that. They didn't think it was a good idea. They said bad investment, this is way too much pass accuracy, and I am out here loving that investment when it comes to comp pro-am, even like ranked pro-am. And I haven't played a lot of rec center, but I've played a decent bit of like the solo queue. And I'm not playing much with the squad or anything like that because I figured why not just play like, you know, ranked pro-am if I'm going to do that. But yeah, I mean, dude, touch passer and 95 pass act is looking really good. Touch passer, most specifically, that the fact that it actually activates on break starter passes as well, like outlets. That's interesting that touch passer stacks with break starter, so you're getting significantly faster passes on those outlets. It's insane, bro, how on the dot, on the money 95 pass act feels when I'm throwing to someone who's out on the break and they're routing up to the corner. Now, to be fair, I'm playing with some of the best fast break players I've ever played with in this game, like Bonnie and my boy AK as well. So it's very possible that I'm just seeing like really good routes being ran and the timing on it is like perfect. So I'm throwing to the best wide receivers I've ever played with, essentially, in like a, you know, football sense. But touch passer on those pick and rolls is feeling like absolutely amazing. Like when my point guard hits me on a slip, I see they're running to rotate, I can go ahead and just spam the icon of the person on the hash that I'm trying to hit, or I can spam my A button and hold my left stick over to that corner I'm trying to hit, and boom, you are just flinging that thing super quickly. And I believe there's also another mechanic you can do to utilize the touch passer passes where you can preload the pass, as in if I'm holding A button before I'm catching the ball, and as soon as it hits my hands, I can just let it go. It'll go straight over to the corner or wherever I was gonna, you know, pretty much just spam my A button. But for the most part, I feel like at that point, you may as well just spam your A button and keep it as simple as that. But anyway, that is all for the video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, drop a like, sub if you're new to noties, all that good stuff. And like always, try 1 to 2,000 likes. And if you made it to the end of the video, put play or put pass in the comments. Start supporting me all the way through. Feel free to let me know if you feel like I missed anything, or if you think anything belongs in a lower tier like special delivery, or if you believe I was underrating some of these, you know, playmaking badges or anything like that of the blow-bys per se, or if you think I'm overrating some of the passing badges as well. But anyway, that is all for the video. Again, hope you all enjoyed, and if you want to check out the finishing or the defense tier list, we already did that. And I'll probably do the shooting. I'm not sure though. Obviously, as you guys know, I'm a bit of like I've shot the ball a little bit in this game. I haven't showed you guys my shooting build or anything like that yet, but I haven't shot too many threes in this game. So a lot of my opinion is secondhand based, where I'm looking at it from an opponent or a teammate's perspective. And while I do think I do a very good job at assessing that information, I don't know if I'm exactly the perfect guy to make a shooting badge tier list video. So we'll see if I even make that one or not, but I will keep you guys posted, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you want to see any more, feel free to let me know. But anyway, that's all for vid. Hope you enjoyed. And that, take it easy, man. Peace.